everybody, and welcome back to Be Gay, Do Crime, the D&D game where I send these feral queers on various missions for the Alphabet Mafia. My name's No Man, and I'm God. But I also have these other beautiful disciples here. And up over there, on that left here, we have Ella Fane. Ellie, who are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm Ella Fane everywhere on the internet. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. I've been getting back into World of Warcraft. My favorite character that I'm playing at the moment is a little goblin. Her name is Losayan, which has nothing to do with Gnome Anne, but everything to do with the fact that she is a restoration shaman, which uses water to heal people.
Wow, it's like a little goblin doing little goblin things with water? Do
Yeah, right now
puddle?
she's literally doing all of that, and she's also cornering the market. She's getting really, really good at market values and stocks. And right
every
now,
goblin knows basic financial literacy. It's the first thing we learn in goblin school.
it's true.
That auction
So
house.
yeah, I have been. I made $25,000 today. Not real money, not real money. What else? What else?
What's a bit of tawdry gossip about Arcadia?
Arcadia. She, as we are finding out, is definitely like the mom friend in the group, but also, as we're seeing with people that she's very, very comfortable with, she's a bit of a messy bitch. She's a bit of a, she kind of likes to stir drama, cause drama, gossip a little bit. That's been very fun. Yeah.
I have an entire headcanon of Arcadia and Venice being absolute menaces throughout their entire childhood and adolescence on the Isle of Sapphos, just stirring shit up left, right, and center.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a shade of Tabrielle sneaking in? Who's
A
to say? Is it Tabrielle or is it just Ella Fane? Next, we have the dear, the darling Saint Josie. Hi.
Hello, God. I swore I swore off God, but here you are.
Can't keep me
Josie.
away.
Oh no.
I mean, you're a little saint, so
You know. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh,
now.
who are you?
Yeah, I'm Josie, otherwise known as Saint Josie. You can find me on Spotify and all other streaming platforms as Saint Josie, SAINT space Josie. And I am Josie IRL on TikTok. That's probably where I'm most known from. And Saint.Josie on Instagram. I make TikToks, I do Instagram, and I make music.
Hell yeah. And could you tell me a bit of little tawdry gossip about Nikki Knockers, if that is your real name? It's not.
Nikki Knockers, secretly Barbara Nook, is tawdry gossip. Let's think. Nikki was originally extremely hesitant to go to Sapphos, but was specifically chosen for this mission, and now she never wants to leave. She's in love with this place, understandably so. She's very, very popular, and she's a Leo moon, so she loves the attention, whether or not she's going to let anyone know that. So,
love the fact that the astrology came out already. That was so soon. Thank you. Also, love being called out in chat by Ella Fane, Judas here. Fine. The frame rate is beautiful. I hope you love it. I don't even know what it means. Next up, we have Fenice Starlight, my queen. Hello.
Oh, hello, everybody. I am Finita Starlight. Wow, I was about to say Star Queen, and I'm like, no, wait.
A promotion.
Yep, brain is still hold up. It's fine. It's okay. But yeah, variety streamer, RP Ho, you guys know the drill. and I'm playing Eden. It's been very interesting with Eden lately.
Eden's been going through it.
Yeah, Eden has been going through it. And little gossip for today, just to reiterate what we have talked about last week. The feelings might have not dissipated, but she's sure doing the best she can to absolutely avoid thinking about it.
Okay. Yeah. Just an audio note. I can hear something like a glass or something tapping the mic. For somebody.
Is it me, maybe? It could be
I
me.
feel like it's Fenice. Also, I want everyone to
think
be
it's
really
me.
proud of me. Look at what I got. This is therapy putty for finger strengthening, which is a silent fidget toy for me. So no more.
Can
While
you hear
I'm,
it? Can you hear
Is that
it
just
now?
silly
No?
putty?
It's therapy putty. It's literally hand therapy putty.
Is it silly, wacky, quirky putty?
Is it an ooze? Does it have a stat block to make my fingers
Oh, shit.
strong? Not yet, but it could.
Do you hear anymore?
Summon a blur's
I
creation.
think
We'll
it
find
was
out.
me because my glass was against the microphone.
Thank you. Everything has a stat block if you believe in yourself. That is so true, Fallow. And thank you for bringing that up because you see here in this house, chat, you're part of the game as well, mostly through your money. If you donate, it changes the game. So $10 to grant inspiration. That is a free re-roll to anyone. We stack them. We do it with advantage the whole 9 yards. $25, which frankly I'm realizing too low for a wild magic surge because sometimes those break the game and change the whole ass plot. $100 to hijack the plot, to change a plot element. And as we work as a team together, every $200 we summon a blur's creation, a new best friend to come hang out with us. You can also cast spells by using exclamation spell menu, and please use exclamation players to get the links for all these beautiful humans and follow them, please. Thank you. All right. Is anyone feeling inspired to give a recap of the last episode? I do not take IOU, Sparky. Take that back. I work in cold hard cash.
Yeah, cold hard cash only.
Ellie? Hey, Ellie.
Hello.
Are you feeling inspired to recap the last episode?
I just want to say
Yes.
that I did the last recap
It was so good.
It was
and I
really
did
good.
not even get inspiration because of it.
Did I not give you inspiration?
You did not.
I don't remember that, actually. I think that's wrong.
Mhm.
I guess there's no way to know. There's no evidence. There's no recorded evidence that's still live on this channel.
Okay, let me take a crack at it.
Okay.
All right.
I just know you got those good notes. So I want you to have your moment to shine like the teacher's pet you are.
Thanks. Okay. Last session on Out of the Abyss. And then you go. Oh, this isn't Out of the Abyss.
Great start. Great start. Let's start by plugging a different show. By the way, if you want to go watch that one, that's a you problem. Find it. No, just kidding. It's exclamation uta. OOTA. Okay.
Oh my god, that was
Take 2.
Yeah.
Last session on Be Gay, Do Crime. I tried so hard. I did
And got
the most.
so far.
Yeah. And in the end, it didn't even matter. But we found out a few things. We found out that Dayglow, who is an empath, there's something going on between Dayglow and Cinnamon. Cinnamon's kind of a bitch. We kind of love that out of character, but in character, we don't love. Cinnamon sort of frowns on Dayglow's profession and what she's studying, which she is the understudy of Honeymoon. Honeymoon is all about relationships, connections, love, as Eden found out a few sessions ago. But it's weird because they were hooking up we saw them like really sneakily hooking up. And so we confronted them and yeah, kind of did a bit of digging. Eden followed Dayglow, realized that there's some sort of perhaps charmed, cursed protection, something going on with this amulet locket that Cinnamon gave to Dayglow. We also found out that Dayglow was responsible and was the reason why Cinnamon did not get the main part in the play. The play is very important.
The play is very important. This is actually an episode of Glee.
Yeah.
And the head soloist is the most important part. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, and then Ellie figured out the whole entire secret plot and wasn't even wrong about any of it. Thank you, Landshark, for that recap as well. Yep. So we found out that Dayglow was like, oh shit, Cinnamon, lead part in play, is already Leo, ego too big already. So when
This is the We Shit on Leo's episode. Okay, go ahead.
So she went and kind of behind Cinnamon's back, went to the 4 priestesses, and they're the one who decides gets the main part in the play. And spoiler, it was not fucking Cinnamon. It was Bestie Venice, who isn't a great singer, but we hype her up anyway because we love her. What else? Oh, we found out that Arcadia used her lay on hands for the first time, not ever, but the first time that was really sort of quite impactful and sort of cinematic, and was able to cure one of the priestesses, Salvatore, who had actually been poisoned. And we think that it was Cinnamon.
We think it was Cinnamon.
As potentially revenge for not letting her be the main part in the play. What else happened?
If you're super overwhelmed by all of the NPC names, can I recommend subscribing to our Patreon, !Patreon, where I have posted helpful notes with character art of all of the people who have been named and what their whole fucking deal is. Listen, this is the drama episode. We're Pride and Prejudice here, baby. You gotta know the cast, okay?
So yes. What else? We had spoken to the priestesses. We were like, hey, yo, we've been hired by the mafia to investigate shit that's going down over here. How would they know what's going on over here? Nobody knows. We're still trying to get to the bottom of it. But the mafia has spies, and they told us. And so we have to investigate that further on this episode. But the priestesses did tell us that Venus, who Arcadia is devoted to as a paladin of Venus, is sort of being restrained. Is being restrained.
Ferociously adds to yarn board.
Okay. Yeah, so her power is sort of being kept within the island and cared for, and trying to keep outside forces at bay through some of these shielding protection rituals around the island, which was very sacred information. They make everyone say that they weren't. Is this what you had in mind when you asked me to recap?
No, this is actually a very beautiful magical adventure we're going on together.
Yeah.
Do you want any assistance?
No, I'm going to stop myself there because I think I did a perfect job and I don't think anything else needs to be added.
No
Thank
notes.
you.
10 out of 10. Perfect, linear, actual narrative.
Thank you.
Here.
Listen, in my mind, it's not a straight line. It is a circle, and they connect however they want to because I don't judge.
Of
There
course,
is no straight line. It's a spider web.
There's no
Yeah.
straight line. It's a gay line. That means it's meandering because I have to walk fast. I'm full of iced coffee and have places
That's why
to
they
be.
call it a brainstorm. Thank you.
Cinnamon coffee, tip $10. That recap deserves some inspiration. You get double inspiration, Ellie. OP.
Let's
Um,
go.
Thank you so much. Gay lines have more energy than lay lines. Thank you, Shadow Tiger. Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss is the name of one of the one-shots I ran. Go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. Okay. Here's where we are. Star swipe. Phew. Back to the Isle of Sapphos, an idyllic sort of Grecian island isolated in the middle of nowhere. When you look out from the shore, all you see is the glimmering mirage, a hint of civilization afar, but instead it's like every direction is an infinite ocean, a perfect sunlight, a beautiful day every day. And our party has collected in Venice's room, where they are getting ready for the big oath. Now, Arcadia and Venice have been the best of friends since they were but wee ones and have been planning their oath together since that time. Venice is prepared with binders and outfits and designs and is quite happy to dress up the rest of our heroes with the designs that maybe Arcadia has decided against. Here's my question for you, Arcadia.
Yes.
First question, what was the design you were definitely sure you were going to use when you were 14, but now think is atrocious?
Okay. Yeah, so it was definitely like very similar to sort of like, I don't know, Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft, where every like armor, like big armor, like shoulder pads that are this big was all the rage, where like your boots and your gloves, everything is just massive. Like you were just bulky.
Yes. Broad gay shoulders.
Thank
Yes.
you. Yes. So like that was the vibe. That was in fashion at the time, and she thought she absolutely was going to wear that. Now she is trying to wear as little as possible.
Great.
Yeah.
So may I? You know I love this shit. So the rest of you watch as actually, who else is in this room? I don't remember. I know Nikki is, because Nikki is getting dolled up. Eden, are you here too? Eden is having emotions elsewhere.
No, I was following actually. I was gonna go and snoop around because I promised Arcadia.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this in 2 scenes then. Hey, listen, did I say that I made really beautiful notes about all the NPCs and a mood board for the island instead of prepping? Yes, I did. So that's why we work together. It's called Yes and Gnome and Yes and Let's go. Okay. Arcadia. I'm going to say Lilac comes in here as well, if she was not already. Venice is going to call her. She's like, I need backup. And Lilac is going to come, because if there's one thing Lilac knows, it's floral arrangements. Okay? So she has brought a basket of assorted blossoms from the various orchards and meadows that take place on the north end of the island, and is decorating you both. Now, Nikki, you were right when you realized that maybe Arcadia's clothes wouldn't fit your broad stature, but you didn't know about her broad shoulder phase and the perfectly fitted outfit that, sure, on Arcadia was a power suit statement, but on you is actually very form-fitting, very, cuts out your shape in a way and then drapes with the same sort of silky lusciousness of everything on this island. And so you turn to see yourself in the 3 full-length mirrors that Venice has in her room. And you see yourself as the way you've never seen before. These broad shoulders with the silks that manage to hug every curve in a way that feels very provocative despite being fully covered. And there is an iridescence to them. The light that shines through the window as the sun is starting to set catches on the different shades of pink and blue that come out of these light silks and illuminates your face, bouncing the light back up. Your hair has been done in illustrious braids that decorate and wrap around in perfect curls, and all throughout it, tiny little blossoms of tiny rose blossoms, violets, and lilacs have been put through. And everyone is standing back and looking at you as you appraise yourself in the mirror.
I've never felt like this before. What do I do? And then flexes and like, no, this doesn't really quite do it for this. Oh God.
I think Arcadia's gonna need to make a wisdom save when she flexes.
Give me that wisdom saving throw.
Okay. She got a 12.
Okay. You decide. I will say, Nikki, when you raise your arm up to flex, the silks are draped upon you and they fall away. And so your skin is revealed. And we see that on your skin itself has been painted iridescent shapes and symbols and designs that have the same sort of glittery pearlescent designs through them. And they just manage to emphasize every muscle and contour when you do it. Like there's a sudden like lens flare and bling as you flex because goddamn.
Arcadia lets out like a little, like under her breath, like gasp moan, like, oh.
And Venice looks to you and goes, yes, you know, you're right. I do think it needs a little something still. What do you think? You know what?
He's gonna also need a wisdom save. I don't know.
Great. Give me that wisdom save.
That was a joke. Okay. -1. Oh, that's a 5.
Hell yeah. You fail. Tell me what you're failing at. I don't know what it is.
Just being attracted to herself.
Yes.
The Leo moon is rising, honey. She's a full moon. Okay, honestly, this is such a mood. You like double take yourself in the mirror. And a moment later, Venice comes over to you and she drapes, she goes, may I? And she's looking at you in the mirror. She's standing behind you on her tiptoes to see over your shoulder and looking at you in the mirror and holding something glittering behind you.
Nikki's not paying attention. She's like doing different like spin takes in the mirror. Like...
All right, just stay still for 1 second. Okay, please. And Venice is going to try and drape around you a necklace. It is a beautiful silver necklace. And the design almost looks like coral, like a collar that comes out and then that goes up and then comes out here. And then from it, little diamonds hang that really replicate the ocean on a summer day, that glitter. Now, Arcadia, you know that this is the necklace that Venice has been planning to wear. This is something that she has talked about when she spent many a month building it from like coral she found. And she drapes it around Nikki and fastens it in the back and says, you look perfect.
I don't, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I would totally bone me right now.
Yeah, I would bone you too. But right? I don't have time at this particular moment. But after the ceremony, well, okay, after the ceremony, I'm in the play. That's very important to me. But after the play, there's a brief hour between the play and the ritual. So, you know.
An hour?
Okay, hold on. Maybe I can speed through my lines.
Okay, well, Nikki like takes a moment, and I'm imagining that Nikki was like half flex when Venice started like trying to drape this around her neck. Like, we'll clasp both of her hands and say, "Thank you so much. I'll see you after the ritual."
Of course. And I do want to make it clear, you do have to give that back to me.
Absolutely.
Of course.
And then we'll like over and give her like a little gentle kiss on the forehead.
She is going to try and tip up for a kiss on the lips. What do you do?
Goes with the forehead. Like, can I roll an insight to see if I understand what's happening?
Yeah, give me that insight check.
I'm.
You're taller, so your kiss on the forehead is like coming down. This is very easy to misread. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna say that she doesn't even like hesitate and just like goes for it. And I'm assuming with Venice's height, she just like leans forward a little bit too close, and Venice ends up like right at her chest.
so you go to like tip down on the, and then Venice immediately steps up on her tiptoes to like meet you closer than her forehead, and then stops like a centimeter before your face, and goes, "You do look absolutely wonderful," and is like speaking like this close to you.
Okay, now we're gonna need another wisdom.
Great.
Okay.
Just a bunch of
11.
gays doing wisdom saving throws for other gays doing gay stuff.
Okay, so Nikki pauses, and there's like an intense blush on her face, and then for a moment just kind of like hovers there, and a very long moment, and then pulls back for a second and says, "After, fuck it," and then just wraps her up and gives her a big kiss.
Yes! Venice fucking goes for it. And Lilac is in the corner like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, it's like, "That's what I get for trying to play the long game." Amazing. Meanwhile, while you two are just having a little smoocheroo, Arcadia, you are putting together your outfit behind a sort of a modesty screen. And because I get to write this modesty screen is against a window. So the light shines through and everyone gets a horny silhouette. And you are getting ready. Would you like to design your gown, or would you like me to?
I would love it if you would.
Thank you so much. Okay. First off, it's hot and slutty. Okay, let's go. So Nikki and Venice are kissy kissy, and Lilac is looking a little green with a little envy when Arcadia steps out from behind the modesty panel, and you see what she is wearing. She is wearing very little. She is wearing a silver scale mail bikini top that just seems to push everything right up to where it shouldn't be physically speaking, and yet somehow is. And then the individual scales trail down, starting in a line and then becoming sparser, like they are water drops, and suspended in midair through a few like tendrils of some sort of arcane fabric holding them in place. And as she moves, they ripple behind her like the wind or the sea. And everything around her, you see that there is actually the lightest gossamer fabric connecting these chains. So fine, it only appears when it catches the light. It looks like the sunset in spring. Just that slight tinge of color on the light that beckons and shines that color over her body, which is very revealed underneath. She is in basically a sort of waist wrap toga with one piece of fabric that goes between the legs, one that goes aside, and 2 side slits on the legs that go up to the torso. It's like there is no room for garments, undergarments here. This is all out for visibility. And even that fabric, that under fabric, seems to move with the rhythm of the ocean itself and hold those teal and glassy tones. And it feels like it should be see-through, but it's not. And as you step out Arcadia, Venice just like goes like, oh, sorry, Nikki, 1 second, and turns towards you.
Well,
Oh my god. Oh my god. Katie, and she's going to run towards you and give you a big hug. She's like, I don't want to touch your beautiful dress. It looks so lovely, but you're so beautiful. And she starts like crying.
Nikki's like peering over the top of the screen just and lets out a low whistle like
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I need a moment. Does anyone need a cocktail?
I would love like 4.
Okay, great. And you look, and she's like, Lilac, go make something. And Lilac is looking at you, just like jaw slack, just like, Lilac's like, yeah, oh, all right, I can go. Arcadia.
oh, Lilac, I was actually meaning to talk to you about my fragrance for this evening.
Oh my
I
god.
was wondering if you could bring me something with orange in it.
An orange fragrance. Well, Arcadia, this is a bit awkward. I didn't know how to tell you. I prepared a fragrance for you for your special day. And she plucks out a little vial made of sea glass out of her pocket, and she hands it to you. And you smell it, and it smells like the ocean. It is salt and sea spray. It is petrichor after the rain. It is the sand and the sun on a long day of skin. And it is beautiful, but there is no orange in it. And she goes, I didn't expect you to want orange in it, though. I'm sorry. I could try and make you another scent. I thought you might like this.
She's gonna sort of put her hands like around the perfume vial and around her as well, and kind of just stop her and say, "It's perfect. Thank you."
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. But speaking of oranges, Venice. And Venice is still like wrapped around you, like you're trying to hold a conversation with Lilac, and Venice is like, "You're so beautiful." And kind of like Lilac like pries off one hand at a time. She's like, "Since you're both taking your oath, I made this for you as well." And she hands one to Venice, and Venice takes a smell and she goes, "Ooh, it's sand and cedar and." Yes, and oranges, of course. She's like, "It smells like the orchards." It does.
Did you make this, Lilac?
Yes, of course. I make all the fragrances.
It's so beautiful. Can I see it?
Of course. And she looks at Venice, and Venice just hands it to you.
Okay. Okay, so she's gonna take it, and then she's gonna look at Lilac and say, now about those drinks.
Right, okay. Ooh. Of course, it's going to be a Negroni Sbagliato. All right, let's go. And
Nikki's gonna call out. Oh, I'll have a pitcher more of those mimosas again too.
a mimosa for you. I'll have to check. All right. And she's going to go start making drinks.
Okay, I need to investigate this perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone in chat is coming for how much time I spent describing outfits. Let me have this, you absolute jerks. This is my joy, okay? All I ever wanted was to describe beautiful things.
Can I do a medicine check on it?
Yeah. Are you trying to detect poison?
Yes.
Do you have the spell detect poison?
No, but I got a nat 20.
Okay. I will say you remember the very specific scent of the poison that emerged from Salvatore's pores when you cleansed her, when you cured her poison. And it was orange, but there was something a little off about it. And as you smell this vial, it smells the same. It's got that same tang to the orange. It's not a bad smell, but it's got something to it.
She's gonna Eden isn't here. Okay. She's gonna turn to Nikki first, and holding the perfume, and is going to say, Nikki, I think it's the oranges themselves that are poisonous. I wouldn't drink those mimosas.
Oh, I wasn't gonna drink it. I'm not like I might be like forgetful, but like, come on, like I felt pretty bad.
And just then Lila comes back. She's like, mimosas! And hands you one, and hands Arcadia and Venice a Negroni with Prosecco in it.
Nikki's gonna like move and like close the door and just kind of stand in front of it.
Okay.
And then like grab the pictures. Thank you. Perfect.
I'm glad you like mimosas so much.
Oh, I love them. They're the best.
Yeah, it's really only you and Salvatore who just love the mimosas that much. Have you met Salvatore? I think you'd get along greatly.
Oh yeah, we had a little chat. It was a good time.
Oh, wonderful.
And then gonna like look over and like look at Arcadia and then like
Okay. So she's going to first hug Venice really tightly, and whisper into her ear, "Don't wear this perfume."
Are you sure? It smells lovely.
It's poison. Keep your voice down.
Right. Poison. Right.
She's gonna discreetly slide the vial back to Venice, and then she's gonna turn around and like nod at Nikki, and say, "Lilac, have you been doing anything differently in the orchards?"
Oh, in the orchards. No. I tend the flowers and work with Clementine on the fruit trees, and the bees have been a little rambunctious this season. Is that what you mean?
Can you tell me about Clementine as well? Has she been acting differently, or has she changed the way that she's been managing the fruit trees?
No. I'm sorry, is something happening?
Yes, I hate to put you on the spot, or make accusations, but
Accusations?
I do have reason to believe that that the oranges, well, could be dangerous. Could be making people sick.
These oranges, the
The very same.
that can't be possible though. These are the sacred oranges. These are the ones. No, I understand, Arcadia, that like and orchards. It's a little bit beyond me too. But
He's gonna like take her arm and just like kind of like put it over and like pat her on the shoulder. Just kind of like leave it there.
yeah, she's like, "Oh, thank you for this comfort. That isn't at all threatening." And she's gonna say, "Well, the oranges I use in the perfume are the sacred oranges. Those are the ones, the special ones, the ones watered with seawater. So there's nothing wrong with them. They're watered with seawater. They're sacred."
Can I do a history check?
Sure. Well, what are you trying to know? You might just know it, so just ask me what you're trying to know.
Okay, well, I kind of want to know two things.
Yes.
The first thing I want to know is whether or not that's something that Arcadia does know, whether like
I
that
could
she's
say
not.
You could know this, that some of the special orchard trees that like they're considered the ones blessed by Venus because they're essentially watered with salt water. They're watered with water
Yeah.
directly from the sea surrounding the island, and yet flourish.
Okay.
And so because potable drinking water is limited, those ones are just very special. They don't actually do anything special, but they're often the ones that are used in
ceremonies.
and things like that because they are deemed to be special in some way because they call it Venus's water.
And then the other thing I am trying to see if I can remember is like as we were coming through the water when we first came up, like was there anything? Do I have to go and make like another check if I want to investigate the water?
I think you would have to make a check. I think, okay, here, I'll let you do an Arcana roll. The thing is, okay, what happened when you came through the water right at the Isle of Venus last time was that Titus ran ahead and alerted the security system, and you all ran through the water in a sort of panic state. You were crying and upset. So you didn't really check, like, you didn't, like, have a chance
Or
to, like,
could
attune to the water or
remember,
anything like
sure.
that. So I think it would have to be a separate check.
Okay. Okay. Then I would like to. Okay. Arcadia's gonna ask Lilac, you're sure you haven't changed anything?
Well, okay, promise not to tell anyone, but I did forget to water them once on the first quarter. But I think it was fine. It was only a few days late. And do you think they're bad now? Do you think I missed the watering schedule and now they're bad?
No, I don't. Can I insight just to see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can
just want to
also
get a
insight?
sense of like. her
Lilac like turns
involvement.
towards Nikki and is like,
Can I
Great
also
scene.
insight and then also yeah, can I also
yes.
well, nope.
Nope. No thoughts.
I got
Nikki
an
is gonna
18.
go ahead and take this opportunity to wrap both of her arms around Lilac
Thank you.
and like pat her comforting on the back.
I'm
There,
so
there.
embarrassed. Please don't tell anyone. They'd be so disappointed in me.
There. And then gonna like look over and Arcadia and be like,
All right, Lilac, one final question. You've been so good. Thank you so much for your honesty. Do you know who might have reason to harm Salvatore?
Salvatore.
Yes.
Oh, no, why would you? She's lovely.
I don't know if you've noticed, but she has been quite sick.
Oh, I thought she just canceled our classes. No,
And we think when we spoke to her, it might have been the oranges that have been making her sick.
the oranges.
Yes.
No, that That doesn't seem right. I don't... No, I would never wish harm to Salvatore. She's my mentor.
I believe you.
Is Nikki within arm's reach of Arcadia? Okay, Nikki's gonna hand her the pitcher of mimosa.
Okay. Salvatore has been drinking this,
Yes.
and Nikki drank this yesterday, several, and quite sick.
It was real bad.
Okay.
I don't know if you've
And-
seen me. I'm like real sturdy.
Yeah,
And
you
now
are.
that we know that you haven't done this, we're just wondering if you could help us figure out who might have.
All right. Okay, let's sit down for a second. I need to think. Does anyone have a shield?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. And she is going to basically set up. So I'm going to give you a little bit of lore, which is Salvatore is in charge of a lot of things on the island. Divination, shielding, protection, the connection to nature specifically. So the two prodigies studying under her are Stargirl and Lilac, both of which study under this all in the notes. But I love you taking these notes. I can see you going. Stargirl, who is studying underneath her for the connection to nature and divination, and Lilac, who is studying underneath her for the connection to nature and some of the protection abilities specifically. And so, also, Salvatore is the one who teaches people to talk to animals. I'm just going to throw that in there. So you have studied under Salvatore, and that's why you can talk to animals, but also some of them have. So she is the one who handles shielding. However, that has not been Lilac or Stargirl's main focus of what her sort of like portfolio is. But you can tell from what she's doing, and like she just like pulls out a lipstick tube and starts drawing on the ground, that she is setting up a divination ritual that has something to do with shielding.
Are there any other materials that you need? Can I help?
Yes, I need the shield. It's very important, symbolic.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
And it's Arcadia's large seashell shield that she's handing her.
Beautiful. And so she's going to put that at the sort of head of the ritual. And then she's like, and the orange juice. What the memo says. Hold on, I have more orange juice. And she's going to go grab some like more orange juice and put it in the middle. Then she's going to be like, okay, we need to work together. Everyone, sit around the circle, and we're all going to hold hands.
All right, Arcadia does it.
Great.
It is too.
We're going to do a group arcana check. So could both of you give me an arcana check, and then I will do an arcana check for Salvatore and for Venice.
15.
Nice.
18.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, la,
Coming
la.
in spicy with these good rolls.
19 minus 1.
Oh, damn. Well,
I minus
guys,
1 as well.
I rolled a 16 and a nat 20. Okay.
Damn.
So here's what happens. Here's what fucking happens. You see as Lilac starts chanting in Aquan, which is sort of the unofficial language of Sapphos, and starts asking for insight and protection. And as she does this, the orange juice in the middle of the circle starts to boil. And she's like, and you can see the look of concern on her face, even as she continues chanting, and holds your hands a little tighter. You can feel her palms getting a little clammy as the orange juice boils. And then the bubbles emerge out of it, like little soap bubbles of a just sort of putrid green come out and explode into the room. And she looks very concerned, but is able to maintain the ritual. And continues, and you see the orange juice makes an image in front of you. It just sort of paints a picture with just this bright orange spray. 1,000 water droplets or orange droplets kind of into a mist and then coalesce. And you see the picture of an orange tree. And you see a picture of it being watered with a beautiful coral watering can. And a sort of sinuous line following out of this watering can. And then the image goes back to the ocean. Hi, beautiful raiders. To the shore. And there you see that the water is bubbling and churning with the same ferocity. And you see as the shore in this imagery seems to spit up, like expectorating, 3 beautiful glass jars. And then the vision wipes away, and Lilac is sweating and heavy breathing as she looks to you, and she says, It's not poison. It's not quite poison. It's anti-shielding. It's anti-warding. It's anti-shielding. And it's everywhere. And with that, we are going to take our first 5-minute break. Thank you, James C. George, for that raid. I appreciate you. And we are going to be back in just a few. And I will recap, y'all, so you know what's going on. Drama is drama. All right, friends, be right back. Woo! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Be Gay, Do Crime. Where we just left a tense little mimosa divination. And we're going to do a little across the island to Eden. Eden, what have you been up to? So, okay, by the way, I'm just getting a little metagame moment. Here's what's about to happen. I'm going to give you each one more beat of something you get to do before the oath starts. Okay? So just decide what you're going to do. Goodbye, Eden. I miss you.
Yeah, give me 1 second. My OBS is just crashing. Like
Never mind.
It was
Let's
not. Yeah, I closed my stream. I gave up
Oh no.
on life. Yeah, it was just like lagging real hard, and I've been like just stressing out while you guys were doing that. So it's good that you guys had the moment before, because if not, I would just be in high
A little tech support.
stress.
Yeah.
Because OBS, when it lags and it's red, it just puts me in high anxiety. I don't know why. I just can't get over it. But anyway.
All right, so we're gonna head over to the orchards, the north side of the island.
Yes.
And you get there, and Clementine is working away in the orchards, just taking care of all of the plants there.
And the orchards are here?
Yes, so the orchards are here. And you can also see...
Is it up north?
Yes, there.
Okay.
So that everyone can see it. So you can also see that this area, here, you can see a few things, actually. If you're running from all the way down here to all the way over here, you've passed by a bunch of stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I'm not running. I'm actually, like, at this point, I am in, like, scouting, like, for weirdness, because we know that there's something wrong happening.
Okay.
So
could you
at
give me a
this point-
perception check? You're definitely going to see something no matter what you roll, but just, like, so we know just how good you see.
Definitely. That is a 19. Perception.
Okay, so you see everything. You see sounds.
I see sounds, yes.
Okay. So, first off, so you're running from here all the way to here, or you're sauntering, you're spying from there to there. So you're gonna go past this area here, and you see that there they are setting up for the play. So for those who can't see, it's underneath where my camera is. You can see too that the ground beneath this like mosaic is starting, it's like the ground is illuminating and light is shining out from between the stones. You feel the sort of arcane buzz that you have come to see, you felt a few times now on the island coming from that area. You keep running, strolling, and you see that over here they are setting up for the oath.
Where?
And so that's
Click again, so I can, because I was zoomed in. To see.
so that's over here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, so you see that this is a very high cliff top that they are setting up. Like, it looks like it's being set up for a wedding. Like, there are like arcs being set up, like flowers and things everywhere. There's a few people working up there, and then there's the bridge. And then as you continue over here, you get to the orchard where Clementine is working.
Okay, perfect. Oh, hello, Clementine.
Oh, hi, Eden. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I was just, everybody's all excited, preparing. I just thought to take a moment and enjoy the peace of this area. I really appreciate this area. I've come to like this side of the island a lot.
I'm the same way. I do. Of course, I love all the residents of the island. I love everyone, but I have a special fondness for the plants, for the trees, for the quiet of the ocean.
It is really gorgeous here. Maybe it's because it reminds me of home. I feel the magic tickling in the vibration of the air and the sounds of the ocean.
Really?
Hmm.
The magic of home. Where's home?
The Feywilds.
Oh, wonderful. I don't think I've met anyone from the Feywild. Well, that's really interesting that you mentioned that. You know, we've had a few guests on Sapphos. Not many. We don't really get many people just coming for visits like this. But Venus doesn't tend to speak to them. There's no magic here that isn't Venus. If you can feel the magic here, that's her.
Her vibrations feel familiar. Not the same, but similar.
That's so interesting. I would love to visit your home one day if I get the chance.
Oh, if, I find a way back, you are more than welcome to come by and visit.
I'd love that.
Clementine, you've been taking care of this orchard forever?
For my whole life. It's my namesake.
I mean, obviously. But have you noticed anything different lately?
Well, the bees have been a bit rambunctious. But sometimes bees are just like that. What do you mean?
What do you mean by rambunctious?
Oh, they just get very protective sometimes. They get very...
Of something in specific?
Of their hive. Their home.
Where do they usually stay? Do you guys have like a...
The apiary. I'll show you.
Yeah, bring me over.
And so she's going to just kind of bring you to, it's just the same area, but it's kind of tucked behind the trees a bit, where there are just little beehives. that are all about. They're not like in a traditional apiary where they're like in the handmade
The
ones. These are just.
cases.
It's like literally just where all the bees hang out. It's like a bee hangout. And she goes, "Now normally I'd introduce you, but they've just been a little prickly lately, so I didn't want you to, get too close."
Oh, I understand. I wouldn't want to stress them more than they already are. But don't you think it's quite strange for these bees to feel so defensive out of nowhere?
Well, they're a very protective lot. They take care of their own more than anything.
That
And
makes sense.
they look out for each other. It's absolutely fascinating. I've seen them bring an injured comrade back to the hive just to nurse them back to health. They care for each other like we care for each other here on the island. And I don't know why they might feel that their protections aren't as strong as usual, why they need to be so agitated, but I'm just here to comfort them, make sure they have lots of blossoms from which to feed.
I believe that it's really strange. Animals usually have a deeper intuition. It's that primal intuition of animals that know when danger is close.
Oh, you're right. Now that you mention it, I should try talking to them.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Maybe ask why they feel like they need to defend more, It's definitely something that, and also it's not good for the poor bees to be stressed out. The honey's not as good. It's not as sweet. It takes a little bit of bitter tones to it.
All right. Well, hold on a second.
And she just sits down right in the ground, and it just sits silently for 10 minutes. Do you do anything during that time?
I am going to be very closely paying attention to everything around me as she's doing whatever she's doing. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to interrupt her. If she's casting like a ritual spell that takes 10 minutes, I know that it's not the time to interrupt her or say anything else.
Great. And then after that 10 minutes go by, you hear and she starts dancing. She pulls out her dancing silks.
Ooh, can I pick my lyre and like accompany her dancing? Try to match her rhythm.
Yeah, give me a performance check. See if you can talk to bees. Dances with bees.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll that. Not much better, but it's an 11 instead of a 9.
Okay. You know what? You keep up. Like, the thing is, though, her dancing isn't as rhythmic. She's communicating. She's talking to bees in the language they know, which is a language of dance. So it doesn't, sometimes you miss the beat because she misses the beat. She moves in a way that's irregular, but for the most part, she smiles at you and you're able to fall into step. And after a moment, she turns back to you. She goes, "Huh, it's amazing that you knew about the bees, but yes, you're right. They said that the pollen's been strange. The pollen from the orange trees. It's upsetting their defenses. It's undermining their safety. They've stopped pollinating the orange trees.
Oh no.
Yes, I'll have to."
Did they tell you when this started?
And she goes back to dancing. And she goes,
"Oh, just the past couple months. 2 moons."
Okay. That's not too bad. It means that it's something that just, started up. It's probably something that now that you're aware of, like you could probably
Yes, I'll
find a
have to
way
figure
to
out these
figure it
pieces,
out.
something from the water. It must be these are the
these ones, and she kind of grabs your hand and
follow
runs
her.
back to the orchard.
I follow her.
And you can just see as she's doing the red yarn board, figuring it out that it's the Venus's trees that are then she goes, the only thing different between these trees and those trees is that these ones are watered with seawater.
And you get the seawater from just over there?
Yes. And then she kind of runs down to the coast, to the beach.
I run with her.
And you get down to the coast of the beach and you see another one of those glass jars on the shore that you discovered previously.
What is inside of it?
This one is full of dried rosemary.
Dried rosemary. Clementine, do you know anything of this?
This looks like a warding jar, but they're supposed to stay in the ocean. They're protective. They're not. I don't know why the sea would give it back to us. That's peculiar.
Maybe I'll take a dip.
All right.
Just
Just be careful. The ocean is strange. It's powerful.
I respect the ocean. If it doesn't want me in there, I'll respect its wishes and come back to shore.
All right. Be careful.
I'm gonna pick up the rosemary jar and I'm gonna go into the water.
Okay.
After undressing.
Hell yeah. Butt naked. You
I'm naked.
strut into the ocean holding the rosemary jar. The second the rosemary jar hits the water, it seems to almost bounce off the surface. Like it's buoyant. Like it does not want to go in the water. And you see as the water around it almost just caves and forms shapes. And it gives this little sheen of green as it does so.
Can I do an arcana check for that?
Yes.
Nice. 21.
You know exactly what this is. You've dealt with this in your battles. You're going to get a flashback right now.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to flash back to Eden in the spring court at battle, in the champions arena, fighting and casting specifically against, you are against an Eladrin. Thank you, Pajoli. Let me know who you want to give the inspiration to. Oh, so you are casting against an Eladrin who you know is very adept with protection magic. And as you go to cast some sort of witch bolt, they throw up a shield. And like a force field, it ripples and your bolt bounces off. And that ripple and dent, it's the same green sheen. And you cast again a counter magic, something to destroy their shield, to take it down. And as you throw this anti-shield missile, it goes right through and leaves a wake with that same buoyant tone. As shielding magic meets anti-shielding magic and the conflict of that, the missile goes straight through and strikes the Eladrin in battle, and they are downed in one shot, and the crowd around you goes wild. And you are victorious once more. And then you come back to the present.
I look at the jar. I look at the water. And I understand that that magic, I lost it. I don't have it anymore. Eden will turn around and head back into the shore to meet up with Clementine.
And she's just waiting there. She's like,
I thought you were going to go swimming.
the water is rejecting the protection.
That doesn't make any sense. This water is full of protection magic. That we saturate the water with magic.
Try it.
And she's going to take it and she's gonna kind of try to put the jar back in the water and get it like pull back, and she goes,
This could be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
No. Eden, you're not from here, and so there are certain things I can't tell you. But that protection magic, the water and the protection magic of the trees, it's very important. We need to go talk to the high priestesses right now.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Okay, all right.
and then she will run over to the high priestesses.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put my summer dress on again, like my silky,
We're not
like
just gonna have you be naked for the rest of the episode. No, okay.
Summer dress on.
Okay. All right. So now we are going to hop back to Arcadia and Nikki. And I will say you've just had this divination. This is all very intense. And Venice is going to look up at Arcadia and say, this is awkward. I know we're supposed to be doing our oath now and everything's very serious all of a sudden. But, can I show you my new necklace?
You were never the best at timing, but yes, I would love to see your necklace.
Okay, I just been really excited to it, and I guess if we're all going to die, I just and she is going to come back out, and so she at the necklace she was kind of planning on wearing was the one that Nikki is now wearing, the beautiful silver one, and she brings out one instead that is gold and ruby, and so it is very much sunset tones as opposed to the cold of the ocean. And it's very similar in design, where it is a collar that kind of branches out and has very ornate filigree. And then in the center here is one beautiful giant red gem. And she goes, I wanted to talk it over with you, but you were away. So what do you think? Do you think this is the look?
That's beautiful. Where did you get it?
Oh, it was a gift.
From who?
From Cinnamon.
She is going to immediately try to like pull it off of her neck.
She goes, oh, but it's pretty. All right. Okay.
Does this count as the thing that I was gonna do? Because I don't want it to. So we're only allowed to do one thing.
No, this does not count as the thing.
Okay. Okay. So either wants to
Everyone gets inspiration. Thank you, Copper.
Either wants to do
And Eden, you get a second inspiration from Fajoli.
Okay. I would like to do an Arcana check.
Sure.
Hold on. Nikki is going to, before you do that, nope, never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong character. Okay. Nikki is going to be like, just like leaning in very closely, intently to watch. I thought I was about to cast,
In your heart, you were.
in my heart, just supporting, rooting you on.
Okay, I'm gonna Arcana, and I'm gonna re-roll that Arcana with my inspiration.
Your fat stacks of inspiration.
That's a 14.
Okay, with a 14, You see that this necklace has a glamour magic on it to make it more beautiful. It is a magic that is not uncommon on the Isle of Sapphos because of the just sheer love of beauty. But this one is quite intense. Like it doesn't actually change the shape or anything of the necklace, but it does make it an item of extreme, like magically beautiful item.
Okay.
And I think you noticed that when, I'll just give it to you with that Arcana check, that when Venice wore it, like Venice is hot as hell, okay?
Mhm.
But when she wore it, she was like fucking next level. Like she was stupid gorgeous, like illegal. Like people you see in public and you're like, that's not a real person. No, that kind of gorgeous.
Venice, why would Cinnamon give this to you?
Well, she said it was a peace offering. After she'd been kind of rude about me getting the part in the play, and she apologized. I did think it was strange when later she just went and told everyone she'd gotten the part in the play, but it's so pretty. I don't know. Who can predict Cinnamon, really? She's all
It
over the
is-
place, that
It
one.
is very pretty. Here. And she's going to put it in her. She doesn't have pockets, but like she does have pockets. She's gonna put it in her pocket,
Oh.
and she's gonna take off her necklace, and she's gonna put it around Venice's neck.
Arcadia. But this is on your mood board. It's in the binder, Arcadia.
And now it's on you.
And as you put on, she just starts sobbing.
I love you too.
And gives you a big hug.
Nikki's gonna be like, so Cinnamon gave the other one a necklace, and now you, and then there's like a minor illusion of like calculus numbers, like
Yes. That's
is
exactly
that?
that's exactly what I was thinking.
What was I thinking?
The calculus numbers.
Nikki's like, right, yeah, and then just kind of stops there and just like lost in thought, obviously.
All right, so she has the necklace. She stopped Venice from wearing it. Okay, so with Lilac, after she performed the ritual, she's gonna say, I know we don't have much time, but I think we urgently need to speak to Salvatore.
All right, let's go.
Nikki's gonna bust in. Dayglow, that's who it was.
Dayglow. You want to speak to Salvatore or Dayglow?
Salvatore.
What? No, Cinnamon gave a necklace to Dayglow.
That's right.
Oh,
Sorry.
I can ask her. She's probably outside.
Kind of like fade away.
All right. To the High Priestess's office. Let's go.
Great. You go there, and I'm gonna say you get there just before Eden does, so you have a moment before Eden arrives.
Okay. Arcadia like busts through the door with so much purpose.
Yeah, you can see now that the tone has changed. Like last time you spoke to the four priestesses, two of them were very ill. They seemed concerned, and after the revelation that you brought to them, but now like they're still concerned, but they're also kind of like, there's a play and there's an oath. There's a lot happening. There's a ceremony, a play, and an oath. Like they're getting ready. So now all four of them are there. Honeymoon is there, and Glory is there preparing like garlands for everywhere and like twinkle lights. Yes.
Do any of the priestesses look sick?
Honeymoon's still a little under the weather, but nowhere near as bad as Salvatore was. She just looks worn down. She doesn't look like sick. Like she just looks taxed.
Okay. All right, so she busts through the door.
Oh.
I'm afraid it's much more dire than we thought.
Yes, Arcadia.
Carmen stands up and goes towards you and holds your hands. What's happening?
Well, we spoke to Lilac. There's so much happening. We did a ritual. The oranges they're poison, but they're not poison. The sacred oranges that are being watered by the sea. There's green bubbling water and anti-warding, shielding. It's everywhere.
And cinnamon. She's so hot, but ugh.
She's so hot, but
Yeah.
are you saying that you think Cinnamon is to blame for this?
And then she looks over at Arcadia. Yeah.
Well, you know, Nikki, I did think this at first, given our previous encounters and that she did try to poison me once as children. But I think this might be bigger than her. I don't think she's
Then
capable.
No.
All right. It's good that you brought this to my attention. I can... Glory, can you get Cinnamon? Can you deal with her? And Glory's like, I don't think Cinnamon would do anything bad. She's a lovely girl. And Carmen's like, Glory.
And Arcadia's gonna pull out the necklace as well.
It's a lovely
gave-
necklace.
She gave this to Venice, and she gave one to Dayglow. We have reason to believe that it wasn't all innocent. Have you seen this before? And she's gonna hand her the necklace.
Carmen's gonna hold the necklace and say,
No, I haven't. And I also know that these materials are not local. We don't have this. It must have been brought here. And this, see, the thing is, this is alchemist's work. Different materials can hold different concentrations of magic. The glamour in this is so concentrated. This must have been done by an artificer. And not one we have.
Nikki's gonna be like, well, should I go get Cinnamon and then like crack her knuckles while flexing?
all right. Well,
Don't worry, I'll be nice.
but there isn't much time. Arcadia, I know this is not how I wanted your oath to go, but this is a celestial event. It's not something we can postpone. I can ask Glory to deal with Cinnamon, make sure she does not interfere. But do you still want to go through with it?
I do.
All right. Well, you've got about an hour, so hopefully we can find Cinnamon and occupy her until then.
I'm feeling some feelings about Cinnamon, so I don't know if you want me to ask her some questions. And then pops her knuckles again somehow, even though she just did it. And
Okay.
also her shoulders and elbows and neck.
And Glory looks at you. She's like, "Wow, do you need like a chiropractor or something? Like your joints really need some work."
No, they just do that, and then she does every single knuckle again.
Oh, goodness gracious! All right, well we can go find Cinnamon. And at that moment, I'll say that's when Eden comes in.
And I'm with Clementine.
Yes.
Correct.
And Clementine is panicked. Y'all see as like,
Yeah.
I feel like Clementine's like, the oranges are poisoned. There's anti-watering properties in the water. The oranges are poisoned. I don't know what it means. My oranges, my Venus's trees.
I put a hand over her shoulder and I pet her and I'm like, it's going to be okay. We're here to help.
And then Salvatore kind of looks up
at you and goes, If I've been drinking oranges with anti-shielding, that would explain why I didn't notice the weakening wards. It would explain why I've been maintaining them, why I've been ill.
It sounds like someone was targeting you.
I would hate to think that, but
In
it's
my opinion,
possible.
I think whomever is trying to do this is trying to weaken the people's shields and awareness in order to deactivate the natural barriers that you have put for this island without you realizing it.
I would. And then Carmen kind of looks at Eden appraisingly and goes, I would hate to believe any of our residents would be capable of such a thing, but
This has been going on for 2 months. We have just arrived a few days ago.
yes, even that strange cat man in the waves. The evidence does seem to point that way. I'm disappointed, but
Nikki doesn't say anything, but then, like, a minor illusion just in, like, cloudy letters. Cinnamon.
all right.
Is there... I know that you don't have guests usually, but has any of your people here on the island maybe, went away for half a day or wasn't seen for a little while, perhaps being a little bit more distant?
The only strangers, the only travelers on this island are the animals.
The animals?
Yes. And she's going to look over to Arcadia. She goes, you sing to the birds, to the animals of the ocean, to the sea, and
Do
they
you
move.
think that's how they have been contacting the outside?
What do you mean?
Well, whomever is working from here might have been utilizing the animals in order to acquire the ability or whatever, the knowledge to do this without you noticing.
Arcadia sort of lowers her head and then she lifts her gaze and looks at Glory and says, Cinnamon's the only other ocean song.
And Glory goes, Cinnamon's the only other ocean song.
What does that mean?
It means she can sing. Her song, it's magical. It sings to the ocean creatures. It can communicate with them. Arcadia has the gift too.
She could be using them to get information, to trade information
That's
to the
dreadful.
mainland. Items even, as she gestures to the necklace.
Yes. Gold.
Is that not yours? Is that not from here?
No.
No gold on Sapphos.
Perhaps that is how the mafia knows about it.
The mafia.
Well, the organization that we work for.
Arcadia, you work for the mafia now.
Well,
You go to the
it's
mainland
all a
for
little-
3 moons and you
Yeah,
work
we're
for
from-
the mafia now.
Yeah, we're all from the mafia. Wait, where do you think we're coming from?
Listen, it all happened so quickly, and I'm
The
just
mafia-
trying to help my
this-
friends.
The Alphabet Mafia wants to help you. That is why we're
Yes, that's why they sent me. They had information. They said they had spies that told them, and that there was a rival organization.
Spies.
Yes.
So Carmen's like, you know, she's a tough love kind of gal.
Don't say she's disappointed in me.
But she
Not angry.
looks at you and
disappointed.
it's a stern look where she's like, you're telling me that you've joined an external organization, that there are spies on our island.
Carmen, I just wanted to help.
I mean, it's pretty bad right now. Like, I'm pretty sure this is helping, yeah? You
I
wouldn't
don't
have
wanna-
known without her. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't want to overstep here, but I believe that what Arcadia did is what is going to possibly help saving this place.
Yes, my concern isn't that Arcadia's heart is in the wrong place. Arcadia's heart has always been in the right place, but her sense sometimes goes astray. There's a reason we don't involve outsiders in our business, Arcadia.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't because of Arcadia. These things were already happening 2 months ago. We have just been gone. She has been gone for what, a week?
She's been gone for 3 months, but
What?
yes.
Wait. Arcadia, we have known each other for maybe, what, 10 days? 2 weeks?
I was quite confused as well. I guess time moves differently here.
Is that true?
Or there.
People don't leave Sapphos. Why would you leave a paradise?
Seriously.
If she hadn't left, you would have not figured out that your paradise is in danger right now. So we can keep discussing this as much as we want, but the problem is not gone. And at
Sisters,
least now we know the problem.
who would do this?
I mean, it does sound like Cinnamon is involved somehow.
The text of Cinnamon starts like floating closer, and
Yes,
then as
all right,
it does,
thank you.
It like pops up. The animal.
Right. I can't imagine her motivation, but this is something we'll deal with. And then she's going to kind of like gesture out towards the setting sun. You don't have much time before your oath, Arcadia. Are you sure you wish to take it? That you will commit yourself to Venus. Now, that does not mean you have to commit yourself to this island, but it does mean you have to commit yourself to Venus.
I'm committed.
All right.
I think now more than ever. She kind of looks out to the sea.
And Carmen is going to clap you on the shoulder, and she said, "You know I haven't agreed with every decision you've made, but I know your devotion, your faith to the light, to beauty, to kindness has been unyielding. I support you in this. But we do need to talk after, because I do question some of your very specific choices you made recently."
Okay.
All right. Now go finish preparations and get up on that ledge.
Hey, Arcadia,
Yes.
can I see that the ruby one, the glamour one, the necklace?
Yes, of course, but please be careful. We don't really know exactly what it does.
Well, I just want to try a thing.
And then she'll like reach out her hand for it.
Yeah, she's gonna give it to you.
She like rolls up her sleeve, and assuming that her bicep is about as big as somebody else's neck, she kind of like hides it around her shoulder and then pulls it back down.
So you're wearing it?
As like a
Yeah.
sling around your That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Or around her calf, or somewhere where you can't see it.
So you see the same transformation come over Nikki, where it's this like, it's a filter almost, just like the sort of surreal beauty effect that takes over. Nikki looks hot as hell.
And I do a religion check?
Sure.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
Yeah.
That's nat 20.
Nice.
Okay. So you know that that Venus loves beauty. And that any glamour magic is amplified if it's in proximity of Venus's power hub, which is where you are. But with that's a really high roll. Okay. You get more. You know specifically that there are creatures in the world who hate beauty, who loathe it, and that this is almost like, it's like a red cape to a bull. And Eden, could you give me an Arcana roll?
Yeah, I did. It's a 12. It's not that great.
Well, with a 12, I would say you would know this, that there are definitely, like you've heard, there are definitely creatures in the Feywilds who like hate beauty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would yeah. Yep.
Yup.
Arcadia is gonna just kind of. So Arcadia is about 6 feet. Where would her like hand kind of fall on, like at her sort of chest level? Would that be like your abdomen?
Nikki's about 6'7", so
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm picturing Nikki as like this 8 foot, just like.
okay, let's make
amazing,
her
like-
7 feet.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
She just every scene, Nikki,
Every
it's like
scene
she's in
she's a little bit
heels
taller.
now. She's got
Hell
platform
yeah.
heels now.
Let's go. Okay, so Arcadia puts her hand sort of, I guess, just right at the bottom of her sternum. And she's gonna say, this necklace might, I don't fully understand it, but might paint somewhat of a target on your back.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, wisdom save from Arcadia. Yay!
Oh my god, I love this game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians we're playing.
Oh, she got a 20. Okay, she stifles up.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Ooh, 14. What do
I
you
would say you hear it. You hear it.
Nikki kind of like smirks and winks a little bit.
Arcadia just like smiles knowingly.
It's just a charm. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then
Oh wait,
she'll-
wait. Oh wait.
You got a button.
Oh shit.
Sapphos for gay.
Kick it!
Wait, it gets sexy.
It does get sexy, yeah.
Where's
Thank
that music
you.
from? I know that music.
Hello?
Hello. Thank you for the subs. Okay. You. Now, I'm going to say all three of you. I'm going to let you have a moment out of character to decide. You get essentially to do one more investigative action before the oath takes place. What do you want to do?
Okay. You guys can go first.
You got to collaborate. You kind of all get to work
Oh.
together.
So like
Yeah, we're
one
gonna-
collective thing that we get to do?
We get to decide. We get to talk out of character and strategize for like 5 minutes and
Yeah.
understand where we're going, pretty much, I think. Right.
Okay.
Nikki want to wrestle Cinnamon.
Nikki's got cinnamon on the brain.
Nikki ready to go.
Also, I feel like Titus, given how much they said they wanted to punch Cinnamon in the face, would be right there with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Titus has been for this episode just like hooking up in one of the chambers and like left you a note with a sock on the door. But yeah, we'll summon Titus if there's cinnamon punching because I don't think they would have it any other way. No, we're not punching cinnamon in chat. Sorry, cinnamon coffee. I'm sorry to the poor chatter right now who happens to have to handle cinnamon coffee. We're just getting fucking cyberbullied on main here.
Oh no. All right. Arcadia is actually pretty good to do her oath. But
Okay.
I'm also absolutely, if you guys have other checks you want to do, super into that as well.
After the oath, there's a pause between the oath and then
The play.
the play,
The
right?
play.
The play in which Cinnamon will probably be very mad because she didn't get the main part.
But the play that also Cinnamon has been telling everyone that she is going to play the main part and asked Eden to accompany.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
So I feel like the priestesses have already said that they are going to try to sort of catch Cinnamon.
Mhm.
I feel like at this point, Arcadia is sort of like, that's very important, but like my oath is more important. So, but she would absolutely sort of like defer it to you guys to take care of this.
Nikki's thinking that she wants to go off and like seduce Cinnamon and then maybe end up like wrestling if need be. But
Hell yeah.
Okay.
she's got this, this glamour charm on her shoulder and, high charisma and just ready to like crank it up and ready to
I
get some
love
info.
that.
Okay. All right. So I think we might do it this way.
That was
Don't know
ignore
what
that. Ignore that.
Eden would do like right now because there's a lot of focus on Cinnamon. I feel like there's no need for me to like go there and add to that.
Well, do you think okay. Would Eden want to witness Arcadia's oath?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like you probably won't have time to go like start something new if Arcadia's going to go straight to the oath.
I feel like Arcadia would pull Eden aside. Okay, here, let's do this. In
Well, we
character?
can do in character then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Eden,
Yes.
I know. You know this oath is very important to me. And you know you're very important to me. And having you there would mean the world to me. But I also can't think of anyone I would entrust more to save this island.
Thank you. I want to help you save your island. And I think there's something really wrong here. What do you want me to do?
I think you're one of the most powerful sorceresses that I've ever met. And I think Venus needs your help. Go with Nikki.
I think there's something wrong with the sea. So
I
be
feel it
careful.
too. I will. She wouldn't hurt me.
I'm not scared of Venus. I'm scared of whatever else is happening and might be tainting what you're trying to attempt to do right now.
All the more reason you should go with Nikki. Keep me safe, all right?
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Amazing. So, Nikki and Eden take off to go searching for Cinnamon. The trail of Cinnamon threats in a minor illusion trailing behind them as Arcadia and Venice head up towards the platform from which they will take their oath. We are going to frame two scenes right now. One, above the platform, on a huge outcropping. Here, I can adjust the map so that they can see it. There. A bridge leads to an outcropping in the water, a cliff with easily a 70-foot drop straight down into terrible waves. Now, Arcadia, you have swum around this island your entire life, but you know not to swim in this area because it is dangerous. There is special magic here, and the only time you swim these waters is for the oath. The sun is setting, and twilight comes upon you. You and Venice are holding hands on the shore as two of the high priestesses watch. Many of the other residents of the island gather around, huddled together against the wind, but you notice that Cinnamon is absent.
Has Cinnamon already taken her oath?
Yes. Cinnamon took her oath a few years ago.
Okay, but she is absent.
Correct. This was just you and Venice who are supposed to be taking your oath today. The rest are just here to witness you and encourage you. Venice is in her fineries wearing your beautiful necklace, and Carmen steps up. And she speaks with an empowered thaumaturgy that echoes, that sounds like the ocean itself crashing against the cliffside. And she says, "To take an oath of Venus is a leap of faith. At the bottom of the water will be a magical item for you. If Venus accepts your oath, accepts your devotion, you will find that item in time, and you will gain the air you need to survive the oath. If you do not, if your faith flounders, if Venus does not accept you, then you shall fail, and you shall either come back in shame or you shall perish. This is your last chance to go with a full heart of devotion or to retrace your steps and return to the island." And she looks to you. You know that this is a formality. This is a speech that's given every time, a big warning about the risk of death of this ritual. But when she speaks it, even though you've heard it before, there is a sort of pointedness to it. There is an extra tone of concern.
Arcadia, just looking into the crashing waves, says, "I accept."
And Carmen goes to Venice, and Venice looks over at you, and her eyes go wide, and you can feel her hand grip yours a little tighter. Her palms are clammy. And she goes, "I accept." And the two of you walk towards the edge. You are standing on the edge of the cliff with your toes hanging over, the sea spray hitting you, and nothing below you but a sheer drop and inky teal water that seems to present no clue of what lies beneath. And then we are going to cut over to Eden and Nikki. You leave the High Priestess's quarters, and you find that you are looking for Cinnamon, and it does not take you long to find her. Glory is with you. She looks uncomfortable. Cinnamon is her prodigy, and Glory is not one for conflict. You saw her partying. You know how she do. But she follows with you. And you come to the square where the play has been set up. The set has been prepared. A sort of paper mache replication of the runes of Venus that lies beneath the ocean. And there have been lanterns set around with blue and teal shields upon them so that the entire area looks like it's underwater and ripples with that same light. And in the middle, at the center of the stage, is Cinnamon. And she's doing vocal warm-ups. And she turns back towards you two and she goes, "Yes, hello. What do you want?"
Nikki's gonna turn on maximum charm here and pull out her guitar and pull out her battle axe guitar and be like,
You told me that you needed an assistant for the ceremony.
and then we'll like strum like a elegant chord and like do a little spin.
Ooh. Okay, give me a performance check with advantage because you're hot.
Hello, Raiders. Welcome.
A 19.
Okay. You sound great. And you can see as the hostility in her face just sort of melts for a second. And she looks at you with a curiosity. And could you give me an insight check right now? This is just for flavor.
Oh, 11.
Okay. You see, as she looks at you with interest, why everyone keeps falling for her bullshit. Because when she looks at you, it's like you're the only person in the world. She is radiant and she bestows that same radiance upon you with her interest and saunters up to you. Goes, "This is lovely."
Nikki looks her like deep in the eyes and stutters.
I think only the best for you.
Well then. And she looks toward Eden. Says, "I thought you were going to be my company, but, you know, more the better. 3's always fun."
I like the sound of that. More for you, darling.
I like the sound of that too. Eden, what do you do? Because she's kind of looking at you now.
I just smile. I'm not saying anything.
Wait, can you give me a deception check on the smile?
Of course.
On the murder smile you're delivering right now?
Of course. Ooh, I'm gonna use that inspiration that Pajoli gave me. Natural 20 for a total 26. The best reroll, you guys. Thank you, Pajoli.
Thank you, Pajoli.
You guys can you can help us too.
Do you want to see Cinnamon's day get ruined? You can help! Exclamation,
Yes.
donate. Okay. So you smile and it is beautiful, lovely, inviting, wonderful. And she falls for it hook, line, and sinker.
Hashtag Scorpio rising, bitch.
And she is going to be like,
Well then. All right. So here is where I prefer the band to set up.
and she's going to start directing you. And could you both, actually, no, we're not going to do that. Here's what happens. She sets up, and even between that, Nikki, are you still playing?
Yeah, she's been playing this whole time. Just
Perfect.
Like, yep.
So even as she's setting you up, like you can tell, like she's kind of doing the like following into your like trying to like get your vibe. Okay, and she's falling into your vibe, and you notice that the ground beneath you, between the cobblestones that make up the mosaic beneath you, a light is shining. And at that moment, she starts to kind of look at the light, and she's illuminated from beneath like a child telling a horror story. It's yet somehow still stunning. And she starts to sing. And she starts to really sing. And the ground beneath you starts to shake and rumble. Could you both give me a dexterity saving throw?
13.
18.
Okay, so I'll say you both make it. You're both able to keep your footing, although, Nikki, you lose the beat for a moment and she glares at you for a split second. And then the second you refind it, falls back into that same seductive smile.
I would like to do also an Arcana check to see what the hell is happening.
Yep. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. Could you give me a wisdom saving throw instead? Specifically, Eden.
Sure. 9.
Great. Could you roll for me on the wild magic table?
Of course. I knew it. I had it open.
One brain cell. Uh-huh. What's that, hon?
Oh no, is it love? Is it in love with Cinnamon?
No, it's
Okay, I
just
was-
like a very hilarious thing, but it's okay. So 117 I rolled, and it's a perfectly carved, life-size marble statue of the caster and the target. So probably like Cinnamon at this point because I'm looking at her.
Okay.
Passionately kissing erupts from the ground.
Yeah, it does.
Of course, we're in here. We are.
Oh
in-
my god, I love that this table is on my side narratively.
I don't understand. Like, I literally don't get it. But
So
it's perfect.
the ground
table
starts
knows.
shaking and the cobblestones around you erupt upwards, and out from the earth emerges like this beautiful marble statue of Cinnamon and Eden just fucking going at it. And it's like it's a little horny even for the Isle of Sapphos. Like, it's very intense. Cinnamon looks at you, Eden, and said, "Well then, you had my attention, but now you've got my interest." And with that, we are going to take our last break. Please stick around for the dramatic conclusion of how the fuck this is all going to resolve. I believe in us. 5 minutes. Did you know that every time someone subscribes to our Patreon, I do a little dance? It's true. Every single time. Did you know that every time someone subscribes to our Patreon, someone who just went their whole life thinking that they were heterosexual suddenly becomes a gay? It's true. That's science. This is the gay agenda. It's my Patreon. It
happened to me.
Have you done voiceover work for telephone hold messages?
Please hold. We will get back to our homosexual shenanigans shortly. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Does that count? Okay, let's go. Ooh. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Be Gay, Do Crime. And what's that? Is that a new map? In this economy? Why, yes, it is.
Oh my
God.
In 3Ds.
It's
Wow.
3D, but
That's beautiful.
none of these
These
bitches
nuts.
are really going to be able to see it because I'm about to pin Ellie. There we go. Here,
Well, I see it anyway, but
there.
oh, you're not gonna put us there? That's cool. Okay.
You're there. What do you want from me? You're
Nothing. No.
no,
nothing.
you're not there. You're on the
I'm
island.
muted. I'm muted.
You're not muted. I can hear you with your whole mouth. Okay? Are you fucking done? Do y'all hear the shenanigans I have to put up with?
You
Seriously.
get to put up with.
Get to put up. That's true. All right. Ellie. You and Venice are standing on the edge of the cliff, looking at this sheer drop and the roaring waves beneath you, and the sun ahead of you as it starts to lower. You know the moment that it disappears below the horizon is when you need to jump. And Venice looks at you, and she goes, Katie, I know I've told you 1,000 times, but I love you.
Arcadia squeezes her hand. I love you too.
And I'm glad we could do this together.
I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
All right. The sun's setting. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I know we had this whole thing where we were going to be like a really hot, sexy dive, and it was going to be a thing, but can we hold hands instead?
Of course.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. And you launch yourself off the edge of the cliff. You fall for what feels like an impossibly long time. And you just hear a sort of like a terrified giggling from Venice as you fall down. And she's like, oh my God, okay, I'm still falling. As you continue down. And you hit the water hard and just keep falling right through the waves. And for a second, you're blinded as the salt water hits your eyes, and then you adapt, even in the dark. Because you've grown up in these waters, you know what it is to be in the ocean. You know what it is to fight the current. And Venice lets go of your hand and looks at you and smiles. A little bubble comes out of her nose. And she turns and dives and starts swimming downwards.
So does Arcadia.
Could you give me an athletics check?
Yes. I'm gonna roll that one again.
How many inspirations you got left?
I have one more left.
Okay.
I got a 17.
All right. You're a very strong swimmer. You are able to just like continue diving, kind of keeping that momentum you had going from your initial dive. And you just keep swimming downwards, deeper than you've ever swam. Even with breath potions, you know the danger of diving this deep, and you feel the weight of the ocean above you as it starts to weigh on you. You feel it pressing on your body, and your lungs kind of starting to ache. And you keep diving anyway. There is a moment when you realize that you've hit the point of no return. that you have a split second. Thank you, Loa Kilo. Just keep swimming, says Loa Kilo, granted you inspiration. And that the surface is dangerously far away, and you still just see murky teal beneath you. You look over at Venice, and you see that she's staring at you. And she looks scared. She looks really scared.
She's gonna give her a thumbs up. And she's gonna dive deeper.
Great. You continue diving, and Venice just kind of goes like, and just keeps swimming with you. She's not quite as strong of a swimmer as you, but she's got the spirit, and that's what counts. And you see beneath you this glowing light appear as you approach the ocean floor. It is a green haze that swims on the waves, that moves and bends around the sea life here, and waves in the seaweeds and through the coral. It has an energy that prickles on your skin as you dive, and it feels strange. The light hits your skin, and suddenly you lose the separation between you and the water. You feel that you are the ocean as you dive. And you, for a moment, feel powerful. You feel so powerful. You feel that you are the ocean itself, that you could call upon its fury, that you could destroy a continent. You feel that you are the bringer of life and the hider of secrets, that you are all of this. And you see it ahead of you. A sword, bathed in light, and it calls to you. You notice Venice is pulling away from you now. And I need to ask you a question. This is a question for Elephane. Right now, at this moment, who is more beautiful? Arcadia or Venice?
Venice.
You swim towards the sword, and you feel that tug of power. And then you see beneath it, something is wrong with the water, with the ocean floor. There isn't coral. It almost looks like the sky. It looks like the stars or a spinning nebula. And even in all your connection, you feel that something is wrong. And you're looking at this space, this emptiness. And you see emerge out of it a hand. Long fingers that come and press on the edge. And a second hand that is bloated and misshapen, like a body lost at sea. And a creature presses itself up and looks at you.
Could you give me a history check, please? Let's see if you know what this is.
$19.
Great. Could you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Yes. $19.
You succeed. You see the most vile creature you've ever perceived. There is ugliness and disharmony, and then there's a kind of ugliness that runs deeper, something that goes into the very fabric of creation. When you see what you recognize from your books, but is so much more alarming in person, a sea hag emerging from the depths. Roll for initiative.
Do I know this to be from my books, a fey creature?
Yes.
$16 for initiative.
All right. You go first. What do you do? She is next to your sword, and you are quickly losing breath.
I'm trying to remember if I just don't have this equipped or if it's something that I get later on, because I've been reading a lot of my stuff for like later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I maybe don't have it yet at this level.
Are you trying to use protection from good and evil?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She is going to next time you hit a creature with your melee weapon. Okay. So she's going to, how far away is she from me?
I would say she's 20 feet straight down.
Okay. So Arcadia.
Just a little Furby interlude right now. Hold on. Hi, Raiders. It's a very tense scene. Welcome. Okay.
Arcadia is going to swim. She's going to see the hag, take out her rapier, or swim close, take out her rapier. She's going to make an attack. 22. I'm assuming it hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So we're gonna do 14 piercing damage plus. She is going to cast.
Thank you for the bits.
Searing Smite and do an additional 10 fire damage.
You're underwater.
Just kidding, I guess.
I mean, if you can
It's
justify
magical fire.
Sure, you know what? Yeah, fuck everything. Yeah, you do cast fire underwater because I'm God and I say it's cool. What happens is the water around your blade as you strike this sea hag forms like a wake in the water as it cuts through the current, and that wake comes off it like flames as it moves in the same sort of multicolored light that you see on Titus's magical water, magical fire, as you are able to summon an elemental fire to deal this additional damage. And what was that?
An extra 10.
Hell yeah. Divine fire. Yeah, we'll allow it. Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
14. Yeah, the 24 damage. I believe that's my turn.
Venice is next in the order. And she looks at the sea hag and does not roll as well. And you hear a kind of yelp of fear as Venice turns around and starts swimming towards the surface. The sea hag takes after her, a much faster swimmer than her, and catches up quickly and is going to use Death Glare. This is a very important wisdom saving throw for Venice. Okay, hold on. I'm going to roll this one in chat. You hear a cry, a horrific sound, and Venice falls unconscious. And you see the bubbles from her mouth stop. It's your turn in the order.
How far is the weapon?
The weapon now, I can say if you used your movement on your last turn, I can say you're like almost within arm's reach.
I'm gonna grab the weapon.
You grab the weapon, and everything around you goes black. You are no longer in this underwater space. You are in that infinite void, in the clusters of stars, in the movement around you. And you hear a voice around you, and it speaks to you in primordial. And it says, "Hello, child."
I have to go back.
There is no going back.
I have to.
And a face appears in front of you, and it is made of this same sort of stardust. And it says, "Everything is created." And a second face appears in front of you, and it says, "Everything is unleashed." And another face appears in front of you, and it says, "Everything is contained." And a last face appears in front of you, and it smiles a crooked smile, and it says, "And nothing stays." You are a pretty girl. And the four faces speak at once, and you recognize them as the four faces of Venus. And they speak in tones that layer over each other, not quite harmony, but something else, something that seems to vibrate in your bones. And they said, "You are a pretty girl, and pretty is a pleasant thing. But beauty, real beauty, is something else, something bigger, something terrifying. People fear it. Do not meet its gaze. People tremble before true beauty. Is that what you want? Or do you want to be pretty and pleasant?"
Arcadia is going to look at Venus. There is no beauty here.
Do you wish for a pleasant existence, child?
No.
And you see as these hands appear in front, just 2 sets, and extend out to you in a gesture that is familiar to you on Sapphos, a kind and caring gesture. And the 4 faces smile, and the first says to you, "The power to create is incredible." And the second says to you, "The power to exert your will on the world is incredible." And the third says, "The power to protect those you love is the most important." And the fourth says, "And nothing stays, not even pain, not even death."
I have failed in that. In protecting my loved ones and keeping them safe.
You haven't failed yet.
Tell me what I must do.
Take my hand and destroy the ruins. I will keep your friend safe here with me until there's time for her to return.
You promise?
I cannot lie.
Then I'll do it.
And you take her hands? The second you take her hands, you are launched back into the underwater ruins, and you see that the sea hag is attacking Venice's unconscious body. And as you turn to look, though, you direct a torrent of water towards her that knocks her away. The water seems to act as an extension of your body, and you are able to twist and turn and maneuver it for a moment. What do you do?
I blast the sea hag away from Venice.
She tumbles away. She crashes into one of the towers of the underwater ruin, and it crumbles beneath the impact.
Can I breathe now?
Yes.
Arcadia is going to rush over to Venice, and she's going to Cure wounds.
Okay. So you are able to heal Venice enough that she comes back. And she comes back to consciousness and immediately goes for a gulp of air and just
5 hit points.
5 hit points. And she starts swallowing water. She looks at you and her eyes are wide and she grabs for you.
She's gonna take one of her pearls off of the necklace that that Venice is wearing, and she's gonna put it in her mouth, in Venice's mouth.
Okay. You do that. Is this a breathing potion?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Venice gasps and looks at you wide-eyed, just like, and she tries to speak, but she can't because you're both underwater. And you see her pointing towards the ground beneath you, where there is a trident glowing in shades of golden red.
Arcadia is going to take Venice and sort of like shoot her up. Not all the way to the surface, but just like give her, like prop her up so that she can get to the surface faster.
Okay, so you kind of throw her towards the surface, and in her panic, she just starts swimming.
And Arcadia is going to turn back around and start heading to the ruins.
They are quiet now, and you can hear the sea hag kind of rustling behind you as she kind of awakens from her stupor. And you can see that void in the glow beneath you. And you notice something about these ruins. Pardon the double rune, R-U-N-E, R-U-I-N. But there are symbols on them. Symbols of unleashing. Of things that open, that break barriers. And you see that the runes themselves, even though they're made of stone, seem to wave slightly in the currents.
Arcadia is going to go and try to start destroying the whatever has the runes written on them.
You think it and it happens. You still have that control of the ocean, and you are able to unleash your power upon it like a tsunami underwater. The stones from the ocean floor pull up. You see the scattering of creatures as they kind of run from their little hidey holes. And it's so nothing, you hear nothing but the churning of water around you. There isn't the sound of impact as these runes fall apart, but you feel the impact anyway. And the light goes out.
Is the trident still visible?
Yes.
Is the sea hag visible to me?
Yes, and she is approaching you.
Can I do a history check to know how powerful this thing is?
Okay, no, you can't. But you can know that the 24 damage you did to it took a chunk out of it. It is not bloodied, but she is not living, laughing, or loving. Well, she is living, but she's not laughing or loving.
Okay. All right. She's gonna swim towards her, and she's the hag, and she's fucking pissed. She's coming at her with all she has, all the anger that she has that was directed at Venus for letting this happen to her best friend is now directed at the hag. And she's just gonna make an attack with her rapier.
Give me that roll.
14.
That will hit.
For 9 damage.
Great. She is going to claw back at you for... Does a 19 hit?
It does.
This putrid creature with her pallid skin and razor-sharp claws swipes at you, and you just hear this gurgling as she does, and takes a slash out of your shoulder, just rips your beautiful gown that you prepared for the ceremony as you take 10 slashing damage. It's your turn.
Okay. Okay. She's going to roll attack again. 18
Hits.
for another 9 damage.
Hell yeah.
How's it looking?
She looks really rough.
Okay.
Very unwell.
Okay, and then it's good. Okay, yeah. Yep, that was my turn.
Okay. Does an 11 hit?
No.
She swipes at you and misses. Your
Okay.
turn.
Arcadia is going to lay on her hands on herself.
Ooh, okay. You go to lay on hands
Yeah,
on yourself and you call on your divine power.
yeah.
And in that moment, you just feel the energy around you bubble up. And you can't see what's happening to you because you are you, but you can see the fear in the sea hag's eyes as she stares at you, and the light that reflects off her skin.
Arcadia smiles.
And the sea hag turns to flee.
Arcadia chases.
Yeah. Do it.
16.
That hits.
12 damage.
Tell me how you finish this.
With the... So I'm picturing like she sees her, this terrifying, ugly creature, looks at Arcadia and is afraid. And she feels powerful. The sea hag turns to swim away and she's like, fuck no. And so she swims after her and just takes her rapier and just like literally stabs her in the back and then like twists it.
You just hear a horrific cry as she bleeds and begins to sink to the bottom of the ocean. And when her body hits the ocean floor, it is immediately absorbed by the coral that grows on her in grotesque, spindling shapes, leaving an image there of her outstretched hands and pointed claws. And that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode. Woo!
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Jesus H. Christ.
Hey kids, who's hosting the after party? Is anybody?
Nobody's streaming.
It's me!
It's
I'm
you!
the after party! Hold on, quick, everybody, costume change. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back. For those who don't know, the show is over. That was it. Thank you. Haha. But now this is the after party, a completely different show. For me, editing this in the future. Great, that was my cue. New stream. Yeah, raid. I raid myself. Hello, everybody. Hey, Ellie.
No! Stop it! Get out of here! Yes, hello, hi.
I'm just asking if we're still friends. I just wanted to check. If like we can still hang out.
Yeah, we can still hang out.
Okay, maybe cool.
It was touch and go there for a minute though, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's take a quick moment now to let anyone have a spotlight moment. So, for those who don't know, a spotlight moment is just a moment to highlight something cool that happened. Or just something you want to talk about. I feel like Ellie needs a moment. Or do you want to?
No, you guys go. You guys go.
Does anyone have?
I mean, that last whole like whatever happened just now
What?
was insane.
What do you mean?
So yeah, I would like to highlight that entire chunk of the whole show today. That's my highlight.
Was it the talking to God bit? Was it the sacrificing your friend bit?
Literally everything.
Oh,
Like
okay.
all of it. Like yep. Yep.
Can I just have my little DM moment of that I was very impressed that you got the necklace away from Venice.
Thank you.
So too bad Venice is so hot anyway. Stupid hot Venice.
Was the sea hag gonna go for her because she'd been like as a target? Yeah.
So for those who don't know, sea hags canonically, beauty drives a sea hag to fits of anger. When confronted with something beautiful, the hag might simply attack or deface it. If something beautiful gives hope, a sea hag wants to cause despair. If it inspires courage, the sea hag wants to cause fear. So it is an antithetical creature to Venus. Hi, Loikila, thank you. Thank you for gifting stuff to Ellie. Arcadia giving Venice her necklace would be my moment. Epic ending aside, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cute moment.
Question. So can we have an episode on Sapphos where nobody cries?
No.
Impossible. It can't be done. Okay. But anyway, I'll let you go. I this is weird. I'm not used to hosting the after party. Now I feel like I'm in still DM mode. Somebody else talk. Maybe play some lighthearted music.
All right, can I give a highlight then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I highlight Gnome's spectacular descriptive skills today on top of normal, especially towards the end? But just in general, all around today, describing the outfits, describing the scents. Who describes scents? I don't know anyone else who's done that before. That's incredible. But yeah, the absolute tension with that end scene, I was like, just the entire time, like.
Okay, we need a palate cleanser, and here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
That was so anticlimactic.
Hold on.
Nothing
Hold on.
happened.
I believe in you.
Thanks.
Loa
gonna
Kilo
be
says
an
my
echo.
moment was when Ellie told Gnome not to tell her you're disappointed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I just like, as a DM, though, this is also like a DMing tip I give for doing descriptions, because personally, I'm really bad at like layout descriptions, which is why I kind of just make these maps instead, because I don't know how, I have terrible spatial awareness, honestly. But do what I have? Vibes. So if you're doing vibes description, you're better off going over senses, impressions, and details rather than layouts, which is way more fun for me. But it's very funny because I always tell people to describe with scent, so it's funny that you noticed that.
So much more in the vibe than like, okay, I love, imagining situations, but like there's when you can like smell something that's like, oh no, I feel this now.
Well, don't you find that though, like in the world, like sometimes you'll like smell something, it'll bring you back to such a very specific moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then aside from obviously the amazing DM making out with Venice, that was pretty sick. Also, having made out with Venice, my heart pounding for Venice.
No, we kissed. You can't die. We did a big smooch.
Yeah. Aww.
I'm gonna hear a double.
Oh yeah, we got double Elliot.
That's why.
I mean, that's a very intense effect.
That's what Venus sounds like when she speaks.
But like double it. So
Okay,
it's
do you know what
four.
my favorite moment is? Ellie talking back to her god.
There's no beauty here. I was like, oh no, she's
like-
gonna die.
My favorite moment was when Nikki was doing the like cinnamon.
Yes.
And then the like, what was the other one where it was just like necklace, like you know what I mean?
Cinnamon
Like,
and animals.
yeah, oh,
Animals, yes.
and it's like ominous is like getting a little closer. Yeah, no, that absolutely killed me. That was my favorite part tonight.
Okay, I didn't want to like interrupt anybody, but when I was gonna do cinnamon and animals, and then like an image of Arcadia like slashing through them.
Good job. And then the other part that I really enjoyed was when we had done, and someone mentioned it in chat too, when we did the little ritual divination ritual, which was really cool, just to get like some insight, but also the descriptions there and sort of both sides of it from like our perspective and then from Eden's perspective, sort of arriving to the same conclusion was really cool to have that like split.
Can I say, I am so blown away with how good y'all did working together the pieces of this very convoluted mystery I wove. Like, I specifically wrote this to be like full of gossip and like having to involve all the different characters. Like, you have to basically speak to like most of the NPCs to put together what's going on. And there's like all these different pieces to it that you didn't need all of the pieces to solve it. But you just like have found like almost most of the clues I put on the island you discovered organically. So I was like, oh damn, I was not expecting this. So I'm really glad that we got to take the time to do this arc properly. Oh, by the way, there's gonna be another episode on this arc. Haha, I didn't tell them. They think that's where it ends. They think that's the end of Josie, and that we just never get to know what happens with Cinnamon and Josie. No.
I've committed
more.
to another episode. We're good.
No, we're gonna
But
get
then
another
also
one.
Arcadia's sleuthing skills and writing the story to begin with. Like there is no mystery to uncover without the mystery being written, you know?
Thank you so much, Josie, specifically for validating how extra as fuck is. Okay, because can I say, okay, let me be sappy for a moment, all right? As a fucking fast talking brand of ADHD motherfucker, if there's one thing I've always done, it's talk too much. And I'm always very nervous because I know with the DMing, it's really easy to steamroll your players and talk too much. And I do it sometimes and I catch myself doing it. But I fucking love a description. I love you could just leave me in the corner to just like go into minute details. I can go into the history, the essence. I can bring you analogies galore and I'll just be happy for days. And so I feel like only recently I'm like starting to like be like, hey, maybe I can do a bit of a longer description before everyone's eyes glaze over. So getting feedback that y'all like descriptions makes me so happy.
Oh, I love it. Brings you into the moment.
Thanks, guys.
I kept catching myself with like faces like or like constantly, and I'm like, okay, Finny should be normal.
No, I love it. I want Fenice reaction gifs for every single thing in my life as it
At a
happens.
certain point, I was like literally like this. And I'm like, cover your mouth. What the fuck?
Can I also say, I normally don't like to debrief too much as the DM, but Ellie, you did not handle that interaction the way I thought you were going to, and that is going to change what happens next. So hell yeah. But you did level up, so congratulations.
Did we all level up?
No, just Ellie, not you. Take an oath, then we'll talk. Listen, she earned it, okay?
Yeah. I absolutely also did not expect that. So,
Okay, I want to tell them about a behind the scenes conversation we had.
yeah.
So I like to do check-ins with my players to feel like how they're feeling, like what especially if you're like creating a new character, like, oh, you've played this character for a few sessions. What are their, what do you love about them? What do you not love about them? What do you think their like insecurities are? I remember in our conversation, your insecurity, I was like, what is your insecurity? And you were like, basically, I don't have any. I'm thriving. And I remember you were like, Arcadia feels very responsible for protecting all those around her. And I was like, great. Does she feel like worried that she can't do it? You're like, no, she's pretty confident. I'm like, damn, okay. And I was like, is Arcadia ever concerned that like Venus won't accept her for her oath? And you were like, no, but now I am.
Yeah, I was.
You could have said no in that moment. I had another outcome written if you had just turned her down. But I'm glad that you kind of found this weird middle ground.
Well, I think what she was just feeling lost, like, and so she was sort of looking to Venus for guidance, as you do to, like, as a paladin would in times of crisis. Sort of turning to their faith. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of satisfied with the outcome, like for now anyways. Because it felt very sort of authentic in how Arcadia would actually respond in that situation. Yeah.
Landshark asks, what was the significance of asking whether Arcadia or Venice was more beautiful in that moment underwater?
Can I guess now, based on the information that we have?
Yep.
Was that who the hag was going to go after?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who she's going to target first.
I didn't know that at the time.
No.
Um,
I know you didn't. I didn't tell you. Of course
yeah,
not.
I know.
I will. I don't tell you secrets. That's a me secret. I like to do little things like that to make my players feel more responsible for the death of their beloved NPCs
Yeah.
by involving them in my murder of their NPC in ways that they cannot anticipate. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think like because what I was worried about is that obviously like she had some hesitation and she was really like Venice had some hesitation and she was really scared, worried, looking to Arcadia for guidance, like,
Yeah.
doubting, herself or everything. Literally having to swim to the very bottom of the ocean until you're out of breath and then suddenly you can breathe again is terrifying, but like you could drown before you get there.
Can I say how much fun I had coming up with this oath ritual? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was
I think
really
this is
cool.
absolutely terrifying. So like one of my real fears, I'm like kind of like claustrophobic. Specifically, I'm quite scared of caves. And also like not with the ocean itself, but like being deep underwater freaks me the fuck out. So I was like, perfect. Let's go. And that's why there's a content warning on this episode for drowning.
Yeah.
'Cause it's very scary. Everyone's rolling a 17 except me. I want to make it clear that I rolled in chat and when Venice failed that fright
Oh my
check.
god, when you rolled a 5, I was
I
like,
know. Yeah, what was that? What was cast?
So basically, when I had you do a wisdom saving throw, the sea hag has an ability called horrific appearance. Any humanoid that starts its turn within 30 feet of the sea hag can see the sea hag's true form and must succeed on a DC 11 wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is frightened for 1 minute.
Frightened. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, okay.
And so if you're frightened, you essentially have to
can't
move away
swim.
from the creature, which
Oh,
means she
sure.
could not proceed towards her weapon.
Got. Oh, I see.
So that's why
I
it was such a
understand.
big deal. Like, that's why that was a very important fright check to make. I
Yeah.
also had you make that save, but you succeeded.
Yeah.
You would have also failed and drowned.
So the hag took a swipe at her and
Yeah.
took half of her HP. And so I was very prepared for Arcadia to drown, like avenging or trying to save her friend.
So the hag also has an ability called Death Glare, where the hag targets one frightened creature she can see within 30 feet. So if she frightens them, if the target can see the hag, it must succeed on another wisdom saving throw against this magic or drop to 0 hit points.
Yep.
Venice failed that one too.
Yeah.
Bad rolls. And then got fucking stabbed. Or got stabbed and then failed. Life's hard. Sometimes you get stabbed and fall unconscious and drown and then get revitalized and then drink and then eat a pearl. And then
Everyone knows
Okay.
that pearls help you breathe underwater for a very
Can I-
limited amount of time.
yeah,
Can I ask about the pearl? Was that like something that was like, okay, this is definitely a thing, or was that like,
So, okay. So, I don't think just like in the world, like in the D&D, I don't want to say I don't think, I know for sure that that's not actually a fucking thing. But on Sapphos, like one of the things specifically when we all took potions was that like Arcadia had taken a pearl and put them all in the underwater breathing potions to get there. So it's like a temporary, like small amount of breathing, but would not have been like you can't just infinite underwater breathing.
breathe underwater, she can get back to the surface.
Breathe
Venice
underwater for
survives,
5
Nikki
minutes
and Venice
and
can
then-
have their cut to black scene.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate Josie. I feel like everyone saw me deciding whether or not to allow that.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because I feel like people who don't know the context, one thing that you should know is that Ellie and I talked out and Ellie was like, oh, Arcadia just has breathing potions all the time. And I said no to that because I was like, that would defeat the purpose of the act of faith if you just always had all these breathing potions on you. But then the fact that you said you had an inlaid pearl in something, and I was like, yeah, I could see Arcadia doing that. Oh, like the fact that you already wanted to have breathing potions and that you had established that pearls were associated with breathing underwater. I was like, okay, fine. So yeah, that's
Attention to detail.
I know. Gosh. And that you specifically said that like it was in the necklace that you had given to Venice, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is like your fucking special ass neck. Okay, yeah. Plus, I just really love the motif that we've developed of like necklaces being like such an important motif in this arc.
Absolutely. Do we know, and maybe you don't have to answer this if we might get to it and if it becomes part of if we act it out or whatever for next session, but is it implied? Actually, we don't really know anything about Cinnamon. Okay, here's a question that I'm going to pose to the group. Do we think that, so conspiracy theory number one is that Cinnamon, can speak to animals, the birds, whatever, could possibly have that other rival gang mafia organization back in Oxvale that she could be communicating with that way? Or do you think that did the hag give Cinnamon the necklace?
Can I
What do you
pitch my
think?
thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Okay, so Josie, I'm 100% on board with the let's fuck up Cinnamon train. I think Cinnamon has who has gone through the ritual, has divulged this information about the island to this other thing, and they're trying to set up. They're like, okay, here we'll give you some resources so you can do this thing. And Cinnamon has her own intentions, obviously. Being the Leo's like, okay, I get to have the glory, and then she doesn't quite understand that there's more happening to that. Like it's going to be more than what she's bargained for. So I think I don't know. Nikki does not have this going on in her head because she's no thoughts, just angry at this moment. But I don't know.
I agree. I finish to agree with you, Josie.
Josie is major sus on Cinnamon and is like, okay, but she probably doesn't know how much she's out of her depth here.
I think Cinnamon got
I see Gnome staring through me, so I feel like...
into a situation that she didn't understand, and she thought she was getting what she wanted, but she is not seeing the rest of the problems that she has been creating.
Do you think it's also maybe she might have made a fucking Fey deal and no man as a DM only has 3 things? She's got 3 looks, 3 looks, 3 looks, 3 looks. She's got 3 looks, and that's it. Number 1 is poison. Number 2 is necromancy.
Necrotic.
And number 3 is a Fey deal.
That's weird.
Whenever you said sea hag, and I knew immediately that it was Fae, I'm like, bruh, no. Are you trying to connect my shit with this shit?
The plot thickens.
Oh my god. Who connecting storylines in this economy? No.
Yep.
No.
And I think that was a little drop of something, I don't know. DM getting
no, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like me. I don't know what you're talking about. Fake news. Anyway, go follow my players. They're there. Go. Do it right now. Click. Follow. Good chat, everybody.
See what you're doing.
I don't understand. I don't speak English. I'm sorry.
It's when. Aspetta, ti parlo in italiano, non è un problema.
Non parlo italiano.
just for tawdry gossip, Nikki knows nothing about the Fae. Knows nothing. Doesn't even know that Eladrin are like specifically from the Feywilds, and it's gonna be like if any Fae stuff pops up, she's gonna be like what the fuck is going on? Like I just hate cinnamon.
Landshark says these after parties make me want to go watch episode 0 again. You can. It's on the Patreon. Exclamation Patreon, everybody. Please. Please. It really helps us out to make more content. And get art. Art. Oh my god, I'm so excited to tell you about the art we're gonna get. But not yet. Soon.
Also, I saw someone, this was a comment like ages ago in chat, so I don't even know if you're still here, but somebody was saying that they're having a hard time connecting the Patreon to the Discord. So if that's you, if you are having a hard time,
I think it was
okay, so if you are subbed to our Patreon and you're having a hard time, please reach out to, okay, yeah, perfect. Felicia, do you know how to handle that?
I can DM them a
Some
invite,
people have
actually,
had
right
no
now.
problems. Some people have had problems. I think it's a weird Patreon issue.
We'll get
But if
you in there.
We get you in. We smuggle you in. We'll put you under a cloak and smuggle you
Yeah.
into the cover of night. Okay, friends. And does anyone have any closing thoughts?
This was fun. Thanks for making me cry.
No problem. I appreciate very much that you thought I was going to let you have a cinematic moment that wasn't heart-wrenching. That made it more fun for me.
Yeah, when you literally were like, before they jump, Venice looks and says, "I love you." I'm like, oh, fucking yeah. She's gonna die, isn't she?
And
I
she
had
would
some
have.
info in the background
If not for
that
our-
we might have seen this moment happen.
What?
I feel like this was gonna happen if not for the ingenuity of the pearls. Like I was like,
Wait, what do you mean, Finiche? What do you mean?
Nothing. Absolutely, I didn't say anything. I don't speak English.
But you saw it coming, maybe?
There was a lot like carrying on Venice. If that
Weird.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's like when I introduce an NPC and really try to make you fall in love with them.
yeah.
or Nikki literally fall in love with them.
Anyway, good chat, everybody. Let's find somebody to raid. I wouldn't do that. To be fair, she's not dead. I don't know what y'all are mad about. She's fine. She's doing great. She's stronger than ever, maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe she's...
She's gonna be devastated that she did not complete.
Oh, yeah. No, she's psychologically scarred because she
Psychologically,
did.
yeah. She failed.
Yeah, like several times.
Yeah. Venus did not protect her. She was gonna die.
You
Her gal pal Elephane protected her.
Yes, and that's why we always say
That we do. Yep.
we
do
say
that often.
we say Elephanes before deities, that old expression.
Yeah. Yeah, we do say that.
Thank you so much for everyone supporting tonight. And we will see you next week for the thrilling conclusion, because we got a lot of drama to unpack and we got a lot of cinnamon to beat the shit out of.
Goodbye, friends. Go say hi to Blackwater for me. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Goodbye.